What's going on, guys? My name is Will and welcome to PLC85. For everything new with gaming and funny reaction videos, subscribe and hit the notification bell because we post a video every single day and we go live playing some game every single day. The last game we played, I think it was Resident Evil and Fortnite. Those were the last two games we tried. Guys, today we will be reacting to Young Don, the Sauce God. He helped me get my girl back. Now, usually Young Don, we always react to Young Don, the Sauce God. We always check out his videos. His videos are always amazing. Get hype, check out his video, guys. And after you check out this video, you can come back and watch my reaction to it. Disclaimer, my reactions are the first time that I'm seeing the videos. So I cannot no big edits, because it's just my first time reacting to it. So if you want to have fun with me, then let's enjoy the video together, guys. Let's go.
So this is the third video documenting the romantic but rocky relationship between me
Is that
and my
so?
high school sweetheart. I highly recommend you watch the two previous videos so that you can get the whole story, but if you need a refresher, when we last left off, I explained how I allowed my irrational jealousy and insecurities to destroy my relationship with the first girl I ever fell in love with. But I suppose, thankfully, an unlikely mentor entered my life, and with his advice, I got my girl back one last time. So who was this guy? Well, his name was David. Unlike anybody I had ever met before. David transferred to my high school during senior year. He was this big, light-skinned Hispanic dude, like 6 feet tall, built like a tank. And when dude came through, it was hard for you not to notice. For one, rocked a shaved head. Never seen that before in someone that young. And if that didn't catch your attention, then certainly his drip would. Arguably the most drippy dude in the whole school. I'm talking about this dude had all the Jordans, all the Air Maxes, only rock True Religion jeans and Polo Ralph Lauren and Nautica shirts. And when you're a broke teenager in high school, that is very impressive. But the most striking thing about David wouldn't actually hit you until he opened his mouth. And that's because on the rare occasion that he actually spoke to you, you would be dazzled by his shiny gold grills that sat on his teeth. And even more surprising than that was the fact that he talked like Kodak, bro. Yes, Kodak Black. This light-skinned Hispanic dude talked like a dark-skinned dude with dreads from the dirty South. I'm talking about that. You feel me? And that's because David grew up in the hoods of South Florida. I'm talking Lake City, Opelika, Miami Gardens. If you know, you know, bro. It's not a game over there. So, as some of you know, I played varsity basketball in high school, and that's how I met David. He showed up one day for tryouts, and mans was nice, so he made the team. But he mostly kept to himself, never said too much to anybody, really, including the coach. So that's how we knew each other. But we wouldn't become friends until the second semester of senior year when we ended up in the same marine biology class. Now, this may come as a surprise to you, but David wasn't particularly passionate about marine biology. Needless to say, when he showed up for the first day of class and saw me sitting in the back, he was happy to see someone he knew. That he was smart. So he could cheat. That's truly how our friendship started. Every class we had together, I would happily let him copy off my homework or cheat off my tests. Partly because we were teammates, so I wanted him to have good grades, but also because I was one of those kids who was good at school, but also didn't care about school. Like, I was a dude that people knew they could come and ask to copy my homework, and I would just hand it over. I was solid like that. And that really bought me a lot of points with David. And from that point on, we became boys, to the point that we would occasionally hang out outside of class and basketball practice. And it became clear to me that David saw me as more than a bump in his GPA when one day he comes to class and sees me sitting in the back of the room, looking bummed out. This was right after my girl and I had broken up for the second time, and it was affecting me. So David comes, he sits beside me, and he asks me what's going on. I told him that me and my girl just broke up, and I was pretty bent up about it. David instantly pulls out his phone and just starts scrolling through pictures of girls that he's, you know, having relations with. And he was like, yo, this is what you need to be on. Forget that girl. But that wasn't me. You feel me? I couldn't just move on like that. So when he realized that wasn't the answer I wanted to hear, he decided to give me some advice. First, he told me I had to move on. He said that when a girl leaves a dude, he can't really get her back. She has to come back. And as long as she can tell that you want her, she's gonna stay away. So I hear this and I'm like, so like, you mean like just don't text her and stuff?
Okay,
yeah,
I reloaded.
He tells me no, the relationship is over. It's done. Move on. Of course, I'm confused because I'm like, well, if I move on, then how am I supposed to get her back? He's like, Don, it's over. You're not gonna get back what you lost, but there's a chance she might want to start something new if she sees change. But as long as you're holding on to the old stuff, she's gonna know you the same person. And look, you can move on. She might not come back, but if you do move on, then maybe she'll see that and come back. I'm like, okay. All right, so I move on. So like, let's say she like texts me. I don't hit her up for a while, and then she texts me. What do I do then? David then tells me that if that happens, I basically got a curver. He was saying that if she sees that I look like I'm moving on, she's gonna kind of like test it, you feel me, to see if it's like real or not. And if I jump at it the first time she shows me some attention after breaking up with me, then she's gonna know I didn't really move on. She basically has to be asking.
But it's like a kiddo strap at the same time.
Anything short of that
when you're
is a
young.
test.
You know?
So of course I'm looking at this dude like he's crazy. First he tells me that I basically gotta forget about her, and then in the off chance that she actually does hit me up, I gotta like curve her unless she's like explicitly asking to get back with it just didn't sound like it made any sense. David sees the confusion on my face and probably already feeling like he's been trying way too hard to explain this to me. So then he's like, yo, do whatever you want. So basically I thought that I was still where I was and he didn't help me at all. But I did think the whole moving on thing was probably for the best, because there's no way she was gonna come back. So I started to do that. And if you watch part 1 of this series, then you know what that looks like. Hanging out with the boys, playing basketball, and not contacting my ex. A few weeks go by, and then I get a text from Taylor saying that she had one of my jackets and she wanted to return it to me. I didn't think much of it, so I said okay. We decided to meet after school the next day in the middle of the campus, and that's where she was gonna give it to me. So after school the next day, I'm heading to the middle of campus, and I can see she's already there standing with my jacket in hand, and she was looking mad cute. And I'm like, man, I do miss that. But then I remembered what David said. If she doesn't make it clear that she wants to come back, then there's no long talking to be had. So I walk my way over to her, I say what's up, she says hey, and then hands me my jacket. I say thanks, and then with no hesitation or pause, I turn around and start walking away. Clearly she didn't expect that, and she calls out to me. So I stop, I turn around, I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yo.
She's like, really? I'm like, I said thanks. And then she storms off, and I'm just standing there like, right? And then I leave. Because at this point, I had really already moved on to a great degree. As far as I was concerned, the relationship was over, and I wasn't expecting her to want to get back with me. Well, later that evening, I'm chilling at home. This was back when I was still living with the aunt that kicked me out, by the way. I'm chilling in the kitchen, eating like a banana or something, when my phone lights up. It was a text from Taylor. I open it, and she was like, hey, I want to talk. So I'm like, I finished my banana, and then I was like, yeah, I'm free right now. You can call me. I send it, and not long after that, my phone starts to ring. So I pick it up, and she's like, hey. I'm like, hey. Then she says, I miss you. I'm like, yeah, well, I miss you too. She says, well, you didn't act like it today. We don't talk for weeks and that's how you treat me. I'm like, Taylor, what do you want from me? You broke up with me. What was I supposed to do? And then it's quiet. But I
cannot
hear
stress
it.
how many times
I
this happens.
didn't hear her ask to come back. So I was like, well, thanks for the jacket. So you don't want to get back together? I'm like, skirt. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I want to get back together. I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know. Like I said, I miss you. And just like that, you know, this is not a very strange conversation to be had between two lovebirds in high school. So, you know, we got back together and just like that, you know, got my girl back. Shout out to David. But ultimately, we would break up again. Because I never fixed the root problem of why we broke up in the first place. Also, it was the end of senior year. I was about to move to California. She was going to stay in Florida. And long distance relationship plus both of us being teenagers and going to college doesn't quite spell strong relationship. So did David's advice work? Well, for what I wanted at the time, I guess. But that's not the advice 25-year-old me would give to 18-year-old me today. Instead, I would tell him, hey, I know you're hurt. And I know that you think having a girlfriend is important and validates you as a desirable and worthful young man. But that is an illusion. No amount of success with girls is ever going to make you feel worthful. In fact, so long as you continue to pursue women, you will never be all that you can be. So you will never be happy. Focus on yourself. Don't even think about a girlfriend. Learn who you are. Figure out what's important to you. Master your mind and your body with discipline. Listen to that voice in your head that tells you what to do. Ask it for guidance. Do that, and you will become legendary. So if the day ever comes that a girl is in your life, it will be because you...
Starting video now. Starting video now. And I agree with that. 100% agree with that. I tell people all the time, you know what you should do? Instead of trying to rush people, rush women, trust me, I've been there, done that, played the whole game. And when I said played the whole game, dated all the races, I've done it. It's just a waste of my time. Ultimately, what you need to do, especially if you guys need some advice, big and serious, the best advice I can give to you, because his advice is already good, his advice is already golden. Best advice I would give to you, work on yourself. Do what you got to do for yourself. Be yourself, you know? Take care of yourself. And find somebody, right, find someone who could complement you, right? Or you're gonna get used, you're gonna get dogged, you're gonna get played, you're gonna find some skank, you're gonna find the worst. Right now it's 2021. It's not the olden days where you gotta go out there and go catch fish and bring home to the wife and bunk someone in the head. You know, they're making their money, and you know what women say when women make a lot of money and they're the breadwinners, you know what they tend to do? Not all women, I promise you, not all women. They tend to not date lower than them. They don't want a man that makes less money than them. They still want a man that makes more money than them. So you'd want to cut those women off. That's usually why you find those women are in their 30s, going on to the 40s, and either in a relationship that they're not happy with or can't find a man. Because when they use this and what's down there to attract something, they usually get spoiled and no one cares about that. It's 2020. Get out of here with that nonsense. 2021, excuse me. Get out of here with that nonsense. Guys, take care of you and find the best person for you. Don't get me wrong. If you want a dog, you want to play, you want to cheat. Not cheat. If you want a dog, you want to play, you want to go around, you know, play around, just like how women do it. Women do the same thing. They go around, they don't want to miss out, right? They don't want to miss out and not party and say, you know, we didn't do this and didn't do that, sleep around and whatnot, not. But to understand when you're that young, especially in your 18s, going up to 30, waste of time. Just take your time, have fun, establish yourself, and when you establish yourself, you can find anybody. No, you have to pick the lot. And when you're picking the lot, now it's very important, as I said before, to pick the right one. This is a whole different video I can do on this. And I have an amazing amount of knowledge when it comes to this, because I've just been around, you know, guys. I've been around. Your boy's been around. Settle down now. Stay-at-home dad / YouTuber. So, you know, your boy is happy now. And finally, only now I'm happy. So, everybody's different, right? Everyone's different. But that's the video, guys. Young Don the Sauce God, amazing video. Big videos, always funny, hilarious. With the message at the end. I love that. I love the message. Always loves the little message he does at the end. I think that's how I'll end it right now. So don't forget, guys, if you're new, like and subscribe. If you've been here, thank you for all the support. We really appreciate it. Give yourself one of these. And don't forget, guys, my name is Will. And where there's a will, there's always a way. Stay golden, my friends. And thanks for watching.